Hi, I am trans and I do not think that trans women belong in women's spaces, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so first of all, I think that even if there's a risk to make even just one single woman uncomfortable, I do not think that is worth going into those bathrooms at all because it's not fair on them at all. Even if majority of people, which I don't think the majority of people would say that they're fine with trans people going into women's spaces. Uh, I have heard some women say that they don't care about it. I don't think that is fair to make like the assumptions and be like, oh, they should fight for trans women to go in women's spaces. If you make one person feel uncomfortable, that's still too much people feeling uncomfortable with it. In my personal opinion, I don't think I'm not attacking anyone by saying that. I just think we should have some more empathy towards women and also little girls that go into the bathrooms. Like, imagine being a little girl and seeing some person that's a trans woman that looks like a man going in there. That would be mortifying. That'd be horrifying for them. They'd be so scared. That's not anything I would ever want to put a little girl through, or even just a woman through. Like, even just the risks and what they might think in their head. Even if trans women aren't gonna sit there and actively try and do things to them that are sexually without their consent in the bathrooms, even just the risk of them thinking that, or even just one person doing that. I don't think a lot of trans people would do that. I think that if anyone was doing that, they're not transitioning for the purpose of being trans. They're trying to transition to the purpose of for sexual reasons to get into closer to women. That's why I don't think that this is a good idea going into the women's bathroom. I think that we should just come together into some sort of agreement where we have more inclusive toilets and more disabled toilets for trans people and also people, um, yeah, disabled. We need more of those toilets. It's just easier and just I don't think it's a good idea at all. Uh, I don't think it's fair or even nice to sit there and call women bigoted, transphobic, and all these sort of names, like a Nazi, all just because they disagree with trans women being in women's spaces, which we should understand and respect everyone's opinions, and we should try find some sort of middle ground where we could live happily as trans as ourselves and also keep women and children all feel uncomfortable. I think one of the biggest reasons why we are all hated, trans people, comes down to us. We are fighting for going into these like women's spaces and all these sort of things. Like that is not what we should be doing. We should be uh, fighting to stay alive, like every other human being on this world. I don't think we should be fighting over these things. I think if we just shut up, a lot of people wouldn't have a problem with us. They would just let us live our own lives. That's what we want. I think we should also be more grounded in reality and realize what a woman actually is, and sorry, what a trans woman actually is. And a trans woman is someone who is male that identifies as a female, or sorry, in other words, is a male who wants to live as if they were a female. That is what a trans person is. I don't think trans people are women. That's why I do not think that trans women should be allowed in women's spaces because anyone could be a woman at that point. Like, can a femboy go into uh, a bathroom and say they're a woman? Sorry, if a femboy went in the bathroom and they didn't say they were a woman, would they be considered a creep? Same with uh, a grown man that has not made any effort at all into their transition, no medical stuff, no surgeries. They just go in and say they're a woman. Is that fair on them? No, it's not. It's not at all. I do think we need to establish that we are not women. We are trans women, and trans women are males who identify as a female. Sorry. Uh, yes, I understand it's a hard reality for a lot of people to accept, but that is the honest God truth, and I think that once we do accept that as a whole, no one's going to really have a problem with it, except from these people that are religious. But these people that are religious, they don't really. Uh, all their views are outdated. Regardless, the Bible was made forever ago. It's ancient. But yeah, I hope I didn't attack anyone or offend anyone in this video. If you do enjoy this video and you want to hear more of my opinions and also stay up to date with my transition from as the beginning of my transition, which is now, up until whenever, I would highly recommend subscribing. Once again, I am sorry and goodbye.